Persons, photographs, and persons depicted on Fugitive Watch are presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Hey, welcome back. Fugitive Watch Cops React. We're Fugitive Watch today. You got Scott is back from his trip, looking all tan. He was fishing. And Steve, Scott, you're out there. You had a little sail trip, right? You're starting in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was the BVI, British Virgin Isles. We're out there.
My son's Marine unit. My son's Marine unit's off the coast of Puerto Rico right now. Guess what?
I heard you were smuggling dope from Venezuela, man. You're lucky that.
Well, I was a little worried because I was on a boat for a week, and every time I heard whistling or something overhead, man, I was like, no, it's just a bottle of rum. Just a bottle of rum.
You weren't looking for torpedoes.
You were sending us pictures of we saw pictures of iguanas.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, thanks for joining us, Frank.
How about the sharks?
Yeah, I know. I caught a shark, held it on the line for about 5 minutes, and then another shark came along and took a fish that I caught, just took my whole line, just bit my metal line and everything, gone. But we were just doing catch and release, but darn sharks.
Very cool, very cool. Well, we got Frank in the comments room. Thank you, Frank. And so we got Scott back. Everyone's happy.
Hey, Frank.
And we got Steve and Mark, and we are going to be looking at some stories today. Also, I was going to tell you guys, Scott, you guys, nice little celebration here on what is this?
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, you guys hit 21,000.
Yeah,
very cool.
I think are we at 21 or 22 now? Oh, we're getting.
Well, mine says 21. So what I'm looking at here, very cool. So you want to follow them on Fugitive Watch at Instagram, and they post a lot of cool stuff there.
Like the kids say, Mark, we want everybody to smash the like button and the subscribe button.
And when kids say it, it sounds much better than when you say it.
And make comments, because apparently, from what I understand, when people make comments, it helps the algorithms.
Yeah, this internet's crazy, huh? The www and all that stuff. Yeah, this is great. All right, so and then you can find me. Spend a lot of time on YouTube, and you check out Stolen 911 YouTube. We're going to kick off right away with. I covered this in YouTube, but I did a version where I comment on it. So I want to show you guys the unedited version from Police Activity. This is funny, and I did a full breakdown. I'll link it to you guys later, but I did a full breakdown on this one. But guys, check this out. This is cool.
Oh, this is in Louisiana.
I didn't take anything.
Okay. Come on, walk with me. All right.
I didn't take anything, sir. I mean,
Come on.
So the first thing she said when he walked up is like, "I didn't take anything," right? So what's that say?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, walk.
And she's gone.
Foot pursuit from Dillard's. Slide out. Foot pursuit from Dillard's. White female, gray top, blue jeans, brown hair.
She must be a
Okay, now I was trying to figure out who's honking. I think her partner is honking to let her know that I'm over here.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, apparently she had somebody waiting in the parking lot.
Oh, she does. This gets good though. This is the best video of the week.
Towards Old Navy. Trying to get in the car. What? Silver Buick. Get out. Stop. Stop the vehicle. Stop it.
Okay, so this is a sergeant at the Sedell, Louisiana Police Department. He's a sergeant working a paid gig at Dillard's, right? Doing like a shoplifting detail. And this lady, I guess, was caught on camera, and he was told to stop her, and then he went to detain her. She's probably got warrants or something, and she's out the door.
All I know is they're a lot more aggressive on the shoplifters than they are in California.
Let's watch.
HBH 031, Mississippi. HBH 031, Mississippi.
Right, that was great. Read off the plate, Mississippi. You know the state of the plate.
Silver Buick going towards Marshalls.
Okay, well, this lady pulls up next to him and says, "Wanna hop in?"
Yeah.
And I love this lady.
Follow him, go.
Ozzy Comitatus.
it was a white. Was it this one?
They went left.
That happened with me and Mike and Miguel Rosas.
I don't know where they went.
Peter.
Okay. Yeah. So he's jumped in the car with some random lady. He said, "You want to hop in?" And they're off.
They're right there. They're going around the back.
Go and give them the air.
They're right.
They're turning right towards on Town Center towards the circle. I'm in a vehicle with a civilian. I'm going to try to keep sight of him. Just go. Just go.
Okay. I do it in my breakdown video, but right now the lieutenant goes, "What did you just say?"
I know. I watched
Right?
this. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, you're chasing a shoplifter, and
Yeah.
I think she threw the merchandise down in the store too. I don't.
Yeah.
think she
Okay.
was out.
But there's a lot of issues to talk about, but this is cool.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I was trying to.
Going out
Thank you
towards
very much.
Primo.
Okay. I was at the store, did shopping. Now I'm on a car chase.
10-4. You turned right onto Town Center towards the circle.
And what she tells the
Trying to
officer
see
at
if I
the
can keep
end,
sight of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're
That's-
going towards. They're
that's the
around the
best part.
circle towards Town Center.
You see him?
Yeah. They're going around the circle.
All right.
They went
Okay,
around-
so a lot to talk about though, and I talk about this in my video. Okay, we got a 3,500-pound bullet here that she's driving, right? If something happens, where's the liability at right now? You guys, Scott, you were supervisor, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain times when maybe you might want to quickly deputize somebody if you're chasing down a murder suspect, or I don't know.
Yeah, look, it works out fine, but there's so much going on here you got to think about, right? You're getting this lady. Well, she volunteered, but yeah, but it is an issue.
around the circle already. They're up ahead in traffic.
He doesn't have a
I'm at
seatbelt
Primo
on.
at 10.
uh-oh.
It's a white male driver, bearded, white female,
He's bearded.
brown hair, gray shirt, blue
He's a
jeans,
beardo.
thin build.
I'm at Primo and Town Center where I can see and turn off. Which way?
You want to see him? I'm going.
Get in this middle lane.
Okay, they're coming up to like a intersection with backed up traffic or a
Trying to see
roundabout.
if I can spot it in the traffic circle.
Man, that's a lot
It's
of
right in front of a
aggressive.
gray dot. It's in front of a black. It's in front of a black Dodge in the right lane, getting
He's got
ready
two
to
radios,
turn
huh?
towards the interstate.
Mississippi.
Behind a silver SUV in front of a black Dodge pickup, HBH 031.
Okay, got the plate.
We got it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. There you go, sir.
There you go, sir.
Service.
Thank you for your service.
Oh my God. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love her. I love it. I hope. I know this. They did a bunch of news stories on her, and I'm sure she's going to get some award at some point.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, sir.
Get out of the vehicle!
I think I'm going to make an audio clip of that, and every time we have a funny clip, I'm going to play her audio of her going, "Thank you for your service."
Shut it off! Shut the vehicle off! Stop! Do not move.
Okay, right there, he's telling the car next to him, "Don't move, don't roll forward," because he's helping box in the suspect, right? I was going to ask you guys, though, what's the liability if something happens to that car?
Yeah, and again, I mean, I could see we've all been in this situation. We've seen it. There's nothing to keep that guy from just not cranking that wheel to the right, popping that curb right there where the grass is
Right.
anyway.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this
But
is
I
just,
mean, I would have done the same thing. I would have told the guy, "Don't move your car." But again, you may assume owning your agency may assume owning that car and whatever injuries come out of that. If let's say the guy rams him 2 minutes down the road or something like that, because well, the officer told me to wait. Officer told me to stay. Right? Yeah.
Are
So
you talking about the lady giving the officer the ride?
I'm talking about
no.
Steve. I'm talking about the car. He just said not to
Oh.
move. The
Oh,
SUV
okay.
he's walking alongside of. He doesn't want him to leave because he was going to roll away when the light turned green or whatever,
Oh, okay.
and that would allow the Buick then to pass through.
Okay.
So we're just talking about how by giving that order not to move, now these cops kind of own that SUV. I know it sounds petty. I'm just thinking that's how
I know,
these
it's,
risk
you know,
management
you
people
gotta
think,
think
right?
what-
You know, Mark,
I'm
it,
taking
really, it
liability
all
too.
depends on the city attorney and how they want to, how you know
Right.
what kind of
Yeah.
position they want to take. I mean, I
Right.
was San Jose PD one time responded to help Santa Clara PD with their K9, and the K9 bit somebody, an innocent bystander, and San Jose city attorney tells Santa Clara city attorney, hey, you want to split this 50-50 with the guy? And Santa Clara says, no, it's all yours. It's your dog. Yeah, but we were helping you on your search, you know?
Right.
So, it really,
So I think some of the agencies that we come from, California agencies, we know where this would go. Again, I still would have done the same thing. Don't move your car because you're going to help us block this guy in. You know, don't get shot, right?
I want to know what she was stealing.
Put your hands up! Get out!
Classified information.
On the ground. On the ground.
I didn't do anything.
Hey, my car is rolling, sir. I didn't do
Car is
anything.
rolling.
So, Scott, you were in loss prevention before you're a cop. I mean, she could have stole anything, and then she knows she gets caught, so she dumps it. It's still, you know, he's going to detain her, right? Is that not legal to detain her? Maybe not in California. I guess it is, though.
Yeah, I mean, when I did loss prevention or whatever, I mean, you couldn't do anything if they.
He's a cop, though. He's a cop. He's
Yeah.
not a civilian loss prevention officer,
Yeah, true.
right?
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe-
I mean, we've seen a lot of smash and grabs. We've seen a lot of shoplifting issues
Right.
that we have here in California. And I'll tell you what, if we had this crew going around, maybe we wouldn't have a shoplifting problem anymore.
That lady, we need to hire that lady.
Serious.
Right.
These guys are serious.
All right, 2 in custody. Code 4, everybody back it down.
What did I do?
Roll over.
What I do.
Hey, look at me. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, have one present with you while you're being questioned. You cannot afford one, won't be appointed to represent you for any question. So at any time to exercise your right, not answer any question, make any statement. Do you understand your rights? You know exactly why. Get up. Get up. We're not grabbing nothing.
Got my phone. I think he hit him right there.
Well, really, he was driving, but
He has not been patted down yet.
Well, the cop was telling him to stop, and he left. Right? He's an accomplice, obviously, to the fleeing.
Right.
Yeah. So he's got, you know, the cop saying stop, don't move, officer, full uniform badge, all that
I
stuff.
could
Don't
turn
move,
I
right?
could turn that into a felony. They conspired to commit the
They're gonna run you over.
felony.
In the car. Come forward.
They're from Florida, folks. They're from Florida, both him and the girl.
I'm bringing
Mississippi plates.
They're from Florida.
Well, that's not a surprise, then. That's how they roll in Florida.
So I did my own version of that one on my website, and you know, and it's all about, you know, someone's
Pursuit from
mom,
Dillage, slide out, foot pursuit for Dillage. White female, break.
Sedell, Louisiana, and I
You're gonna
spelled
see
it
a
wrong
cop
or
jump
pronounced it
into a
right.
civilian's
Slide
car.
down.
But anyway, you can check those out at Stolen 911. And we have, you know, a bunch of different videos that we're going to be putting out. But another one that I covered that you guys had covered, but I put my own link on here because I didn't use my voice on it. But this is, we had the video. Remember the crazy video last week of the guy was it Baltimore? He's running down the guy with a patrol car. Did you guys see that one?
I did not. I was busy.
There's a
sailing the high seas.
Steve, did you see it? The Baltimore officer running down the kid with the
Playing
patrol
pirate.
car?
No, I don't recall that one. Mark.
Oh no, that's bad. The officer, not good. But this is a video of where you see it done correctly. I believe it's correctly.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Use him. He's gonna be white now. He's taking off from me. Right in front of the Chuck E. Cheese. He's gonna be a Hispanic now. That's how. White shirt. Lucy.
Fresno unit. Multiple 911s of shots fired. River Park area. Caller reports a male firing at a passing vehicle.
So you got a guy, call this kid here, got the Edgar haircut. If you look at the booking photos of him, he's got he's firing at a car driving by, and the calls are coming out. This is him dealing with that car.
Attempted carjacking reported at the curb. Driver broke free. Units converge from the north and east.
So after he shoots at this passing car, he tries to carjack another car.
Correct.
And this one officer is the first one to show up.
was a long trip to see that.
Suspect entering the Sam's Club parking lot, still clutching waistband. Possible firearm.
So there's a gun right there. He's been seen shooting at things, and they've got the gun in his hand on video. Or they think he still has a gun, and they confirm it with his video later.
Right.
Very dangerous person.
Where at?
Okay, I don't know if you heard, but there's a suspect down here at the very end, and what he says is he's reaching. So the cop, the passenger officer is saying he's reaching, like he's making the movements, right? Scott, he's making the movements for the gun, right? So the driver, who's a more senior officer, tell me what you guys think.
Get on the ground.
Beautiful.
Get on the.
I like
Use it. You got a gun? Why don't you move?
So there's a gun over there in the corner there. So Steve, what's the legality of this? Right move?
Oh, that's absolutely legal. No, that's absolutely legal. It's
he used that force necessary to effect the arrest and stop the threat.
Now, could we do that on our shoplifters earlier?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Right. So let's explain it for our viewers. What is the catalyst here? Obviously, a shots fired call, and then and with a gun in his waistband or seen with the gun still. Right.
Yeah, and the likelihood if he gets away that he's going to shoot. He's already shot at somebody. He's already shot.
Is this
and
the
he's already
fleeing?
showing?
Is this the fleeing felon thing?
He also poses a threat to the officers in the car. He wants to keep them from turning around and firing into the windshield of the car and killing the officers.
Right. So.
Correct.
Right. So we're talking about you got a fleeing felon who's already been involved shooting the gun. He still has the gun. He's running. So the laws here in California, the way I was taught, was you could step up your level of force to stop that, because we don't want him to now kill someone down the road, because then the department could be liable for, well, you had an opportunity to take him out and you didn't.
Now, had he floored it, ran him over, and then threw it in reverse and ran him over again, then we would have had a problem.
Yeah, we need to find that Baltimore video. I'll find it before we leave here today.
That could have been an issue.
Yeah,
unless the guy turned to shoot him, then it's floored.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that real quick, because that was a good use of force, right? Help me out, Scotty, while I find this.
The officers would have been justified in shooting him also at that point,
Well, what you didn't show in
my opinion,
video, he definitely had a fully loaded weapon. I showed at the end of the video that I put on Fugitive Watch. If you want to see another version of that video.
No, I saw it. It's got we've got the you're talking the green Glock there,
yeah,
right? Yeah. I saw it. Okay, guys. I want to show you this one here because this is crazy. Hold on a second. I thought you guys saw this. You didn't see it. Okay, let's watch this one.
I was being a pirate last couple of weeks.
You are a pirate, man.
You were being a turtle whisperer. You're rescuing.
I did that too. Yeah, I did that
at 23 feet under the water.
Where is
That's me.
Oh, I guess I took it out. There's you. That's you. Yeah. Huh.
Oh man, I'm brown.
You better watch out for ice.
I'm looking out the windows.
Yeah.
Person to borrow video.
They see you bebopping down the street. It's all over but the crying.
Mm-hmm. For some reason now I lost my ability to put it up. Okay, here we go.
Well, if you can't get it up, Mark,
I got it up.
About it here.
I got it up.
200,000 views on social media showing a Baltimore police officer chasing down a man in his police cruiser. I also spoke with the man who was chased by that officer over the phone. He tells me he learned after this incident today that this was all due to a warrant for him failing to appear in court for driving without a license. A Baltimore police officer caught on camera trying to run a man down.
Like automatic, full speed, try to hit him and all that. So my man started running. He running for his life now. He ain't gonna stop. He trying to hit him with a car.
Slick Brown is the man behind the camera capturing these chilling moments of a Baltimore
Slick
police
Brown.
officer chasing a man in his police cruiser in Baltimore's Park Heights neighborhood. Slick says the officer asked him and his friends to move while they were hanging out on Wiley Avenue around 5 o'clock Tuesday evening.
Get a little hot. I need you guys to take a lap.
So first he pulled up for real. He told us walk off. So we was walking off. Then he pulled back up with my man. He told him come in. He told him come in for no reason. So then my man said no. So he kept walking for real. So he walked through the alley. As soon as he walked through the alley, he hopped back.
Hey guys, I've invited Slick Brown to host a show with us starting next week. Okay, so all right, he's
like
gonna be
his style.
he and that other guy that does the videos that Steve pulls up once in a while. I got them come. They're gonna come and co-host a show with us.
In a car, he started chasing him.
The
Probably
chase
get more
goes on
views.
for over a minute, even showing the officer crashing through a fence into a nearby yard off of Park Heights Avenue. Police Commissioner Richard Worley calling the video disturbing and alarming, saying in part, "This is not how we expect our officers to behave, and this incident does not reflect the values or standards of the Baltimore Police Department." Mayor Brandon Scott also weighing in with, quote, "The contents of the video are deeply concerning. The officer in question has been suspended and the situation is under investigation."
He's a good man. Like, he could have lost his life in that situation. That's all I'm saying. I'm just happy that video got seen by people like you and other people in the world.
So
basically-
that's the exact opposite of what we just saw in Fresno.
Yeah, I mean, what,
Did he run over the suspect or not?
He tried to. He tried to run over the suspect. He tried to. If you saw the video there, he kept trying to run the guy down with the car.
Was he trying to run him down or was he just chasing him?
Well, Steve, I mean, okay. I mean, I don't.
hard to say.
Brown is the man behind the camera capturing
guys.
these chilling moments of a Baltimore
That-
police officer chasing a man in his police cruiser in Baltimore's Park Heights neighborhood. Slick says the officer asked him and his friends to move while they were hanging out on Wiley Avenue around 5 o'clock Tuesday evening.
Get a little hot. Get a little hot.
Maybe he's
So-
just driving behind him, making him run.
These chilling moments of a Baltimore police
Okay,
officer.
look at that part right there. Okay, let's just go to right here.
Behind the camera capturing these chilling moments of a Baltimore.
That is the kid. The kid's front, back end is on the patrol car.
There's no, you're not, it's not on our screen, Mark.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys got to tell me. I'm sorry about that.
Baltimore police officer chasing a man in his. Slick Brown is the man behind the camera capturing these chilling moments of a Baltimore
What do you think?
capturing these chilling moments of a Baltimore.
Well,
I
know
mean,
what his
so he was right in
defense
front of the
is
patrol
gonna
car, and the kid ran out of the way to avoid getting hit. That's the way I look at it from there.
be. Yeah,
That's
but I
the,
also
Is the
can
man
see what
behind the
his
camera
defense is gonna
capturing
be.
these chilling moments of a Baltimore.
I just didn't feel like chasing him, so I drove behind him.
Yeah.
Moments of a
It looks to me like that officer was just chasing him. I don't see anything wrong with that.
okay. Well,
Hard to
disagree.
say.
Disagree. I just that.
It's not a disagree. We all
No, I disagree. I think the officer's trying to run him down. Based on that, this right there, it's like, why do you allow yourself to get that close? We're talking to someone with there's no weapon involved here. It's some traffic ticket thing or something like that. He's a warrant or something like that. So that to me is I know where that can go. I mean, I know that I can get out of control.
Trying to tucker him out and get him tired. you can run. I'm going to use
Remember,
technology.
Steve and I were working a two-man car one time, and we were chasing the guy. Jumped out of the car. He had a stolen vehicle, and he left the car and let the car just go and run into a house. and I'm chasing the guy down the street. I'm running behind the guy as fast as I can. And all of a sudden I hear, and I turned. Steve said, "I ain't running. I'm driving." Steve went back and got the police car, and he came sliding into the corner, and you cut him off. Remember? And the guy just kind of stopped. He didn't know what to do, and then I ended up tackling him. But
Well,
I think you closed.
but you
on it.
didn't.
I think
Yeah,
I think
did.
my point here is that you got one guy that had a gun and just shot a bunch of people, and then this guy got a warrant, and the cop didn't like the fact that they weren't moving when he told them to move.
Well, okay, and I think that had he hit the guy, we might have an issue. But all I saw was him chasing the guy, and I don't, optics.
So you don't think so if the kid hadn't run, you don't think that patrol car wouldn't have hit him? Because if you look at the speed of that patrol car and where that kid was standing, that kid was about to get hit. The only reason he didn't get hit is because he jumped out of the way.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. I stopped automatically defending cops a long time ago because I've met so many shitty ones. I know, but I did. I just say it. I just see so many videos of people doing wacky shit. That is some wacky shit. Then if he has to chase the guy like that, then he's too fucking fat to be a cop. Okay, because that is ridiculous that he had to chase the guy in a car like that over a traffic warrant.
In Spanish,
Well, I think
in
going after
Spanish, Mark,
somebody,
there's a saying, "No se mira bien." It doesn't look good.
it didn't look.
It doesn't look good. No, it doesn't. But
It didn't look. No, it didn't look good. I'm not denying it.
Yeah.
It didn't look good.
Yeah,
But-
no, I'd say right now, it's like,
Officers
hey,
are-
I can't breathe.
officers
I
are
can't breathe. 9 minutes on my neck. I can't breathe. It doesn't look good, right? So yeah.
You're accused of stuff that doesn't look good, but it's perfectly legitimate use of force. But I don't.
Yeah.
We see you and I see the same thing, but we're seeing.
Yeah, I just, from what I know about the trajectory of the vehicle and the speed of the vehicle, and the kid stepped out of the way of the vehicle, it's like that kid was about to get hit. That's what I saw. So
If I was a kid, that's what I would say. I thought he was going to run me over. That's why I was running.
I think I think he did think he was going to run him over.
And if I was the cop, I'd say I was using my car to chase him so I wouldn't get tired when I got out to arrest him.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would say.
Wow.
I was using.
All right. Well, I'm sure. Hey, you know what? The funny thing is, that's a perfect guy. There's a job for him at ICE when he gets fired from Baltimore.
That is true.
That's what they want. That's what they want, right? So, okay, all right. Let's go back. This is a good one. Started off in Milpitas, right, Steve? I think
Union City.
Oh, Union City, right? And then the next day ends up in Modesto. Awesome work here.
This is in
Terrifying
California.
moments for a young girl in Union City. A surveillance camera captured the moment a group of armed suspects chased her during what police say was an attempted home invasion robbery.
Her spidey senses warned her.
I gotta be part of that. Possible matching Allison Whitmore, Ford Taurus.
33, good, 33.
I know channel 33 for Mary, 33.
Can we stop this for a second?
Home invasion in Union City. That little girl
Chase-
wanted them, but they did accomplish a home invasion in Modesto and were caught fleeing the scene.
Is that what that chase was about? Because I got confused. I was scanning through it earlier. So the first one, that was the attempted, but they didn't catch. This chase was from a different call that came in.
Modesto PD got a home invasion in progress. They responded and they got the guys as they were leaving.
Okay. So these guys went off and tried to be that home invasion didn't work out for them. So then they went somewhere else.
Yeah, the little girl was able to lock the door behind her and keep them out.
Okay.
She was
So the next day, it just happens to be the same crew,
the same
car, same crew, now doing tried a home invasion in Modesto.
An 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old.
I gotta be part of that. Possible matching Allison Whitmore, Ford Taurus.
33, good, 33.
I believe that a 14-year-old was involved in this.
I know channel 33 for Mary, 33. We're westbound Glen Arbor, coming to Dallas. Be pursued. All that's in the description. Rolling the stop. Northbound Dallas. Passenger in the back looks like it's getting ready to take off. I copy Westbound Glen Harbor.
Y833, all take over comms. All right.
Not only are these guns
mobilized.
Nice pit move.
Yeah, nice. Steve, your mic's too low.
and not only are these juveniles
That was a
committing
nice-
dangerous home invasion, but they're endangering people by fleeing like that. It's just it's crazy.
Now, do they?
Get your hands up! Don't move. Put your hands on top of your head now.
Say again?
So one of the things there too, I was looking. First of all, it was an awesome pit maneuver that guy he stopping the car by hitting him in the
he
back
did.
bumper like that, spun him around. My other question was, do these guys know were there anybody kidnapped from the home invasion, or were those all suspects in the vehicle?
They were all suspects in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got thwarted on that one too.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
classic pit. The one guy surrenders, and you see the dog chase after those. They don't have a camera on that dog on the dog one, but you know,
Great if they did.
They
gotta
all
put cameras on the dogs.
that'd be cool. No, it just really worked out well, and like you said, the little girl was real brave. She went inside. Union City did the police chief came out, talked about the bravery of the little girl. She'd realized right away something wasn't wrong, and she went right back there. And if you look at the footage again, she sees right away. Same car over here.
How did she look?
Watch,
at that.
watch. She sees it, and she's like,
she knew something was up.
"Dude's up," and they
try to kick the door in.
Yeah. So
That-
then the next
that's
day, the car's
crazy.
seen. The next day, the car's seen in Modesto, trying to do the same thing.
70 miles away.
Steve, where are they from?
They're out of Stockton, from what the Modesto PD says.
So to come in home and do a home invasion on somebody in Union City, and you're from Stockton, they're working off some sort of intel, right? They know something about these people in Union City, obviously.
Yeah, the victims and neighbors in Union City were interviewed by the local news media, and they were Asian, and they believe that they were being targeted because they're Asian, and they think that they think that the victims in the Modesto case were also Asian.
They by any
So,
chance store
okay,
store
but again-
owners or anything?
But Stockton
That I
is
don't know.
Stockton is 80, 90 miles from Union City, and you're just not going to come to do a random Asian's house in Union City. You have to have some intel that
They're looking.
there's
for
a lot of jewelry in there, or some guns in there, or some, you know, in some cases, I mean, not this one, but in some cases they know that there's drug dealing going on there, so they go and hit the house, right? So that's what I mean. I don't know the background of this, but I'm going to guess from what I do know, my past experience, is that to come that far to hit a specific house, you got to be working off some intel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in my experience, I remember going to a home invasion deal, and they tied up the family and everything. What it turns out was it was an Asian family, and they owned like a Quick Stop or they owned supermarkets or something, and they stored a lot of the stuff at their house, cigarettes and other stuff, and they had money, and somebody knew that, and so that was the whole, because it was really a random home invasion in the middle of a neighborhood just like this. So I mean, obviously there had to be something that
Sometimes
were after.
yes, sometimes too, Scott. And I'm not saying that this is the case with this family here. A lot of times, I should say not a lot of times, but sometimes it's people who know the children of the store owners, you
Right.
know, and the children are involved in nefarious activities, and so some of their,
I don't know if these guys are store owners. I was just
Yeah.
saying that was a situation I knew. And like Mark said, you don't just randomly, these guys 70 miles away, they go hit another house and pull the same stunt. But I mean, I'm definitely glad they were caught. I'd love to see some follow up on that. like to know how many other victims, because I'm sure they're going to link them. That's
sure
not the only.
It's not their first time.
I had a case. One of my car theft victims, who's a barber, a lot of cash out of the Vallejo area, and I went and interviewed him. The next day, he got jacked just like that. 3 kids pulled up, and what he told the cops and told me was that because he's a barber, so he's got cash, right? And he leaves his house every day at like 8:30 in the morning, and they jacked him up. And I was there the day before. Can you imagine if they showed up when I was there, jacking people? There would be 3 dead guys.
Oh yeah, we posted a story, Mark, of a guy who just got executed in Arizona for murdering an entire family, and the guy said that he murdered the family because their adult son, he felt that the adult son had ripped him off or something, and so in revenge he went in and murdered the guy's mother, father, sister, and actually 2 sisters. Yeah.
Well, crazy. All right, let's move on.
This is corruption. We're ruining people's lives. We're being forced to ruin people's lives.
Former state troopers are coming forward tonight, blowing the whistle, they say, on a quota system that's leaving innocent people charged with crimes they did not commit. Good evening. I'm Lauren Lowry.
And I'm Marius Payton.
I'm Tracy Cornett. The next time you're out driving on the interstate, especially late, you're going to be thinking about what WSMV4 Investigates has now uncovered.
Chief investigative reporter Jeremy Finley is here with the latest on his sobering problem investigation.
Well, guys, what we've uncovered is more than just 2 former troopers coming forward about what they say is a system designed to pressure troopers into making as many DUI arrests as possible.
I got something to say.
We've also obtained a secretly recorded meeting and internal maps.
I
The
figured you
troopers
would,
say
Mark,
explains
when I
why so
posted
many
the
innocent
story.
people are being charged
I
with
had you in my
DUI.
mind.
We told you about Thomas Mann.
Oh man, so many San Jose cops would say that we had a quota because we were arresting all of them, but that's another story. Never mind.
Manus's arrest, and Stephanie Fairs, and Candace Slates, and all the other people arrested for DUI by state troopers when they were completely sober. But we've never heard from any of the troopers who've arrested sober people for DUI until now.
This is corruption. We're ruining people's lives. We're being forced to ruin people's lives.
Do you know if you've ever arrested a sober driver for DUI?
Yes, sir. I'm sure I have.
Former troopers Ashley Smith and Adam Potts say there's a reason so many innocent people have been arrested for DUI in Tennessee by state troopers. A reason, they say, revealed in these internal maps and recorded audio from a troopers meeting in Chattanooga.
Arrest every DUI that you can get your hands on.
We've always thought this was a great thing because you want to get drunk drivers off the road.
No, let's break that apart like we break apart that guy being chased by a patrol car. Arrest every DUI that's legitimate. That's legitimate. That's how you could defend that statement he just said, right? I have not seen the rest of the story, but I would say, okay, that sounds arrest every legitimate DUI, right?
Do you feel like that this push to get DUIs is eventually having a negative outcome?
Absolutely. There's pressure to arrest DUIs.
Potts says it's not just pressure.
So I don't consider a DUI somebody who's not drunk. So if they're not drunk, they're not a friggin' DUI. So why would you arrest them, right?
That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Let's watch the rest of the story. I'm curious. Then
Well, let's keep talking about it for a little bit. No.
What would you arrest?
It's a quota.
I have to ask you, did you ever feel pressured just to pull someone over and arrest them for DUI just to make a quota?
Absolutely.
It's something directly addressed in recorded audio from a meeting with Captain Patrick Turner out of Chattanooga, obtained by WSMV4 Investigates.
I'm passing on the message of what the command staff wants. What does hard work look like? Well, it could look like arresting 100 plus DUIs a year.
In that meeting, it stipulated to troopers on the midnight shift, 100 DUI arrests will be required each year per trooper.
Pure
If
wrong.
they're DUI, I want you to load the jail full of them.
Turner also talks about consequences when it comes to how many DUI arrests are made, as well as contacts, meaning drivers pulled over each shift.
You turn in 33 DUIs per year, and 1.7 contacts, you're going to get spanked.
But despite what you just heard, this is what the THP emailed us. Quote, the Tennessee Highway Patrol does not have or use quotas for traffic stops, citations, or arrests.
Okay, but my highway patrol did is they wanted to see 8-9 hours of friggin' activity, and the way you got activity was making car stops. And what they would say is like, oh, I don't have anything to pull over. Then the next thing you know, you got a senior officer or supervisor in the car with you saying, well, why don't you pull that guy over? Why don't you pull that guy over? Why don't you pull that guy over? That guy's speeding. That guy's got a broken taillight. That guy is a drunk San Jose cop. Why don't you pull them over, right? No, but I'm just saying, right? So we can all get on the road right now and find traffic violations. So what they want to see is they want to see 8 hours of work. Are you working on a report? You're taking a crash? You arrest somebody? If you're just driving around for 8 hours in this area here, San Jose, and you're not stopping anybody, you're not doing your job.
They called it free patrol time. And they used to, back in the day when we remember that, Steve, where they pull you in and they pull up and they could tell you how many hours of free patrol time you had, which meant you weren't at the jail, you weren't arresting somebody, you weren't on a call, you weren't out of service. And that would just create, people would go out and, it's like,
then all the stuff starts happening around 2010 where officers are criticized about how they're arresting people and body cameras and people start filming stuff. And then you get all these people retiring that like, well, I don't want to wear a camera and all this crap. And I'm not going to wear a vest or a camera. And then you got officers that like, we're getting in trouble because you're still weeding out a lot of problems. But then officers got the attitude, well, I'm not going to stop anybody. I'm just going to sit out here and wait for the radio to go off. And that was a legitimate thing because officers are getting, nickel and dime on everything they did, scrutinized by the media and by citizens and by other supervisors. The bad ones are making the good ones, too afraid to do anything.
I'll tell you what, the majority of the complaints come in a lot of times. It's usually your younger officers, and people always go, oh, it's because they don't have experience and what have you. It's not that. They're the ones out there making all the car stops. They're the ones out there churning and burning, looking under the rocks and trying to make an arrest, make a name for themselves because they want to work they want to work somewhere else in the department. They want to show that they're hard workers.
Yeah.
If you make enough car stops, you're going to get, people are going to complain. It's like anything else. If you don't do anything, then, and a guy goes, well, I haven't had a complaint in years. I remember telling one of the officers I supervise, I go, yeah, because you don't do anything. I go, you have no contact with all you do is go to calls. You're not out there pulling cars over and looking for stuff. And that's where
I can talk about an incident when I was on patrol back in. I left RADF and I went back to patrol for a year or two in San Jose. I would work the graveyard shift for a little while or the swing shift on the weekends and work in the evening. And there was, I'll tell you, in San Jose in 2007, 2009, the average was 15 to 20 DUI arrests per car per month.
Wow.
So you would go out, a graveyard shift would go out, and there was an average. And so if you're working 20 days a month, you basically, your goal was to get one DUI a night. Now, you were stopping everything. You're going to your crashes. Some are just going to fall in your lap because you're going to roll up on drunks and you're going to roll up on crashes. And that's going to happen. But then there's that hunting hour, like around midnight to 2:30, where people are scrambling. They want to find a DUI, but that's their job, is to find DUIs, pull people over. You've been drinking, yes, no, pull them over for legitimate reasons. Someone's drinking, you're good to go. By 3:30, and the other reason why you wanted to get an arrest, because you knew that the crash was about to come out on your beat, and you were going to if you were the one car not at jail, you and your partner, you were the ones that are going to take the big fatal that's about to come out later that evening, or the big event that's going to happen. You're going to be one stuck with that, right?
I'm kind of curious on that, Mark, on this last story. The one thing that I picked up those guys were talking about, these troopers. They're former. So
Yeah. So well, what's that? I got.
Let me clarify this for you. Okay.
Okay.
So this news station has been doing over the course of the year has been doing an investigation into complaints that innocent sober drivers were being arrested in Tennessee by the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Okay, and they accumulated a lot of evidence to show a lot of innocent sober drivers were being arrested. Okay, that this story is not a result of these two officers. Okay, they didn't have any officers to interview because it would be suicide for your career if you were an officer and you said, yeah, right, and it puts pressure on us, and every once in a while we arrest a sober driver. So what happened is that these two officers, one was fired because he had off duty. He had gotten in an accident, and then I guess he looked around. I guess nobody saw me, and he took off without leaving a note, and got caught. Okay, so he got fired. And then the female, she was fired for something. It was something unrelated. Okay, so now after these officers see these stories, well, they go, you know what? We don't have to worry about our careers. We've already been fired. Yeah, we're going. They volunteer to the news organization. Yeah, we'll come forward because now we don't have to worry about losing our career. We're no longer working for the department, and we're going to tell you, yeah, your story's right on.
I'm kind of curious though when they say that they were arrested for DUI, and if they weren't DUI, then I mean,
okay, so I would say you got to have your evidence, right? You got to have in California. Unless you're a refusal, you're either going to have a breath test result, maybe a PAS if they refuse to do that, but you're going to get a breath test, or you're going to get a blood sample, right? Or even a urine in some cases, right? Yeah. So you have evidence to show, and obviously your chain of evidence that you got someone's got to provide a alcohol sample, sample, right? That's going to test positive. So you're going to get that from your person. It's going to be a force draw if it was a felony, usually if someone got injured. But then the only other way that you do it is that they refuse, and then they lose their license for a year in the refusal. You have no evidence of the blood or the breath, but at least all you're going to have is your observations. Now, when I got a body camera in 2000, I started using a body camera in 2017 when I came back to patrol the second time. My body camera was shooting at 720p at night infrared, and I was doing nystagmus on people, and you could see the bouncing of the eyes on the body camera. So I would take that into court, and the prosecutor would see that, and you could see the eyes bouncing. That's one of the signs that you may be intoxicated, right? And then obviously you're going to see the FSTs and the patrol car videos already there. But I always loved how the body camera would show the eyes bouncing, and I thought was great, because even if they refuse to get a sample and it's just a misdemeanor, we're not going to enforce it. At least I have that. Let's look at their eyes bouncing as I'm doing the nystagmus.
Well, I watched the other news stories that they did about the sober drivers being arrested, and this news organization, they did a good job of documenting what they were, backing up what they were accusing the THP of doing. And they showed that most of these people had all submitted to blood tests, and they all came back negative.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah,
negative alcohol, negative drugs. And so then they went in. Well, why did you arrest these people? They said, well, he couldn't do the FSTs, and they go,
okay. So they arrested.
But I'm nervous. Well, I don't think I could do the FSTs. I don't think I could. No. I could count backwards from 7. Or I could recite the backwards. And
I could never do the walk and turn myself. I was so wrong. I could never do that walk and turn on my own.
Yeah, exactly. So that was enough for them to say, yeah, he's deuce. Let's go.
Yeah, but but in California and the other states, you got to have the blood or the breath sample to back that up.
Well, yeah,
you're not going to win these DUIs. You're not going to get convictions without the. They're not going to do it.
they don't care because they got the stat. Hey, I arrested.
So it's just about the arrest stat. It's not about the
They
conviction.
didn't even care about the
They don't care. I don't care
conviction.
if the guy
That's,
gets convicted.
see, so
Yeah.
now I see.
But now the poor driver,
it makes sense.
he's got to spend
So-
money to get out of jail. He's got to hire an attorney.
That's crap.
So let me continue real quick my story about that time on patrol during that window of my life,
one time
2007 or
at
something like that. So I was working that same, in that shift, and there was a 2-man car that would get 20 DUIs a month every month. These guys, and man, they were like, you guys do. I mean, the command loved them. The sergeant, lieutenant, just you guys are great. Blah 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 blah. Every night these guys go out and hook 1 or 2 deuces a night. The rest of us, we'd come in with 10, maybe if you're working swing shift, maybe 5 or 6. We'd have our felony arrests, we'd have a chase, we have this and that, we got DUI, we got crashes. These other guys, every night, graveyard shift, 20 DUIs a month.
Oh, a month.
For San Jose. But here's the thing. The rest of us, every month, we're getting in pursuits. The rest of us, every month, we're towing cars of suspended drivers. We were towing cars of unlicensed drivers. We were making arrests for other things. These other 2 guys, I don't give a frig where they are these days, but they never got in a pursuit. They never towed a car for a suspended license. They never did anything but get DUIs. Well, here's my point. How in the hell can you drive around San Jose, California on all these freeways at 1:30 in the morning for every night for 20 nights a month and not get in a pursuit? Not get into something else other than a DUI as a cop? How?
Well, they were just ignoring
how could
everything
you? That means you have to that means when you lit up some cars and they ran from you, you just shut it down and you didn't even put it out. I'm accusing that. That's what happened. They just said, you know what? I don't want to deal with that.
Mark, I worked with a lot of guys that lateraled over from smaller agencies. Okay, and you having coffee with them and you're talking about their time with their other agency. And I've had many of them tell me that they were flat out told by their supervisors at briefing, you have a quota. They had a quota of tickets. They had a quota for deuces. And the supervisors tell them, hey, the city relies on you going out there and writing these tickets, and that's all they did. They didn't hide it. They did quota.
I one time, and I'm still friends with the guy. He had to do it. I never felt bad doing it. He was a sergeant, new sergeant at the time, lieutenant. I was working just before I went back to auto theft full time. I was working 237 day shift by Moffett Field, right during that stretch. And I was working the day shift, the morning shift, and I wrote 96 tickets one month. I was low.
That's not.
I want to say something. I wrote 96 tickets in a month.
Man, what a
Hold on. I had 3 felony arrests, a couple stolen cars, and 10, 15 crashes for the month. I still have it. I have the monthly 36 form, whatever it is. I got a less than performance on my thing because I was lower than the rest of the shift. Older guys riding motorcycles and cars, and guys that weren't ex-felony detectives like I was and stuff like that. And I got my first low performance evaluation for the month. 96 tickets, 3 felony arrests, bunch of crashes, some other towing cars, whatever I wrote.
Do you read?
So what I did, I realized the average was between 100 and 125 tickets a month. So what I did for the next 3 months until I got back into auto theft is I wrote 100 tickets exactly for 3 months. And I never went over 100 tickets, and the records are still there. And every month, great job, Mark, great job, Mark, great job, because I hit this, what I thought was a magic number. I just did it to prove a friggin' point. And some of those tickets were just like the little fix-it tickets. I'd write no front plates on guys with Corvettes just so I can get a quick ticket, right? Because what Corvette has a front plate on it, right? So I'd write a ticket just to get me to 100 tickets. But I did my own little test, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to auto theft. So this is bullshit.
Eastside Tony brought up, he knows a guy that used to run from cops on a motorcycle. 9 times out of 10, they didn't chase.
Yeah, and but that's typical of motorcycles, because what are you going to do in a car? It's to chase a bike. It's
well,
unless you got air up or something like that, it's not going to really end well.
Exactly.
For you.
Well, I remember when we were told, Tony, there was a time we were in briefing and we were told that they didn't want us chasing motorcycles anymore because that, don't get in these pursuits because these guys are just poof. So right out of briefing, guy on the freeway 101 over there, right after I got out of briefing, they told us not to chase motorcycles. And this guy took off from me and I got pissed off and I chased him. And the only reason I caught him was because he ran out of gas.
Oh,
He was on a stolen. He was probably doing 107. All I saw was his taillights go woo, disappear. But then all of a sudden I'm gaining on him. I'm like, what? And he ran out of gas. He dropped the bike in the middle of the street, ran. The bike was stolen. But
there's different levels of police work too. I had a supervisor once say, hey, if I wanted San Thomas Expressway, which the Highway Patrol used to patrol back then, if I want traffic to slow down there, I'm not going to send you, Mark. I'm going to send out so-and-so on the motorcycle because he's going to write 10, 15 tickets and everyone's going to get the word out there to slow down because there's a super cop out there writing everybody. He goes, your problem is you're going to pull over that first car and this guy's going to have the wrong prescription and you're going to take him to friggin' jail. And then you're not going to be out on that beat for 4 hours. So when there's a hit and run or there's something more serious, I'm going to send you out to do that. But if I just want traffic slow down, I'm going to send so-and-so on his motorcycle. And I thought, okay, that's legit because I don't want to do that. And I'd rather get involved. That's why I became an investigator, just because I was more into like doing that type of stuff than some guys just want to they want to do their activity and they want to go home, and then there's a story of San Jose cops or whatever arresting a guy for auto theft, and then in his pocket he's got a speeding ticket from that motorcycle officer I'm talking about because he didn't check to see if the car was stolen. He just wanted to write a ticket, right? So there you go.
And the other thing too, Mark, is that people don't realize is that as a police officer working in the trenches, day to day, we rely on the goodwill of the citizenry, and that we rely on them to call us when they need us, to report suspicious persons, and when this word gets out of the quotas, it erodes that we lose that goodwill. It erodes trust.
Yeah.
And that we rely on.
So do we know it? Was there any follow up on this from the department? Did anybody?
They just dummied up.
Or they just played.
Hey guys, let's play the rest of it.
And there's more. In emails obtained through the Open Records Act, Captain Bruce McCarley sent out maps this year. Subject line, DUI map. It shows every county in District 8 and every trooper with a number next to it. These former troopers say those are the numbers of DUI arrests made by each trooper.
What is the message to you all? Why send this out to troopers?
You're not doing good enough because somebody else is beating you with the DUIs. You need to do better.
These former troopers say there are incentives for troopers to make DUI arrests.
The advantage of arresting somebody, whether they're really drunk or not, is I continue to get that premium overtime.
So does that translate to troopers feeling like, if I'm working this shift, I've got to find somebody to arrest?
Absolutely.
For full transparency, both Potts and...
I worked with the guys on task forces before that would get information about a stolen car at 10 o'clock in the morning, but wouldn't tell the rest of the team until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just so it could turn into an overtime gig. And the rest of us would get on these people and say, I'd like to go home at 5 o'clock. I'm not, or 6 o'clock or whatever. I got stuff to do. But you had this information at 10 o'clock because I confirmed with my own sources, but you want to make overtime. Well, it was kind of like a running joke in a way. And it was just, look, I mean.
Happens all the time, Mark.
Yeah, it's just. Like I said, go up to an overtime cop and ask them for help. They're like, cause no, they're on their little money. They got to buy their boat, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Smith were fired by the THP. Potts pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of a single car accident involving his personal vehicle.
I made a mistake. I had a crash off duty,
And the THP is seeking to decertify Smith, accusing her of helping a family member to get out of a DUI. She's fighting that claim before the state.
The THP may simply say that you're just a disgruntled employee, and that's why you're coming forward.
I would have said something before if it wouldn't have been career suicide for me.
As for what the THP says about their claims and everything else we've obtained,
Tony, I have some of those issues.
we don't know.
Colonel, this is Jeremy Finley with Channel 4.
After we tried to speak with the head of the THP in August and he drove away in a car, we once again sent our findings to them, asking for an interview. Instead, they sent a statement reading in part, troopers are highly trained and expected to use their judgment and make necessary traffic stops based on observed violations and public safety needs.
I think they really don't care about the citizens. I think they care about the way it looks, the perception.
I think the main thing is that that's the thing. A lot of police work is just quantified in these numbers at an upper level, like how many tickets were written, how many crashes were taken, how many arrests were made, and a lot of it doesn't. Look, most supervisors are really good and most officers are really good and they do their job. But I'm just saying you do have some of that where it's just like, oh, I need numbers. You know, we got to be able to show in the Bay Area, you got one CHP office. It's almost like they're in competition. At least they were. I don't know what it's like now. You know, the difference is now everyone's wearing a full recording system. They can't monitor. They can't tamper with the car. They can't mess with the car system. You know, and now they're getting body cameras. You know, all this stuff that. Unfortunately, you have to say this keeps people honest. Where you think you'd already be honest to be a cop. We know the reality that cops are just people too. All sorts of scandals are going on in police departments right now. People are humping each other and fucking screwing each other over and stuff like that. And these are the people that you expect to come over and handle your domestic, right?
That goes on in workplaces everywhere. You know?
Yes, exactly. Police departments and district attorney's offices are no different.
Hospitals.
Yeah, hospitals. Yeah.
You know,
then you get the cops and the hospital people together, and then the friggin' firemen show up, and it's fucking chaos. White House, yeah, governor's office, yeah. No, that was just a lot. That was good. That was a good story there, guys. Yeah, I mean. But yeah, they've got nothing to lose at this point. They've been fired for other stuff, so they may have a better.
The human cost to the poor person who unjustly arrested for DUI is terrible. To put that person through that just so you can get a stat.
It's because what people go through. I mean, come on, we've all arrested people, and when you arrest somebody and you cuff them and you tow their car, you do all that. And then their blood comes back that they didn't have anything in the blood, and they go, well, they couldn't, they didn't do good on the FSTs, and they accumulate all this cost and just that's just wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, and I would like to see them be able to go out and say, okay, like you said, you got these two guys that are making 100 DUI arrests, and you find out they didn't file on 75 of them. You know?
Yeah. And yeah, that's on those guys I was talking about. Those DUIs were solid. They were all solid DUIs. You if you work and you hunt in San Jose, you're stopping cars, you're verbaling people all night long. You'll find your DUIs. So, but along the way, you're also chasing people that run from you, and you're finding drugs, and you're finding other stuff that you want, guns and stuff like that, but a lot of these guys, they just want to know if the DUI. They just wanted a DUI. Blah, blah, blah. I see nothing. So, and they go away, right? And because they want a DUI.
A question. Mark or Tony brought up something, and I know he was joking. Thank God for the self-driving cars. Yeah. And I know a lot of people think, well, I could just get my Tesla or I get my self-driving car and I could drive home. And it's like, okay, at what point will we be in a world where that is okay? Because when you really think about it, those Waymo cars that you can drive that have no human in them, and you get in them,
they're all over Mountain View right now. Yeah.
What's the difference? And sooner or later, when cars are able to,
I don't know the rules on the Waymo stuff. I see Waymos. I'm in Mountain View few days a week, and there's Waymos all around there right now around the Google campus.
I think
on the streets. But I think that they want, if you're drunk, they want you to take a Waymo.
Technology. I think they just need to catch up with the technology.
Well, yeah, they want you to take a Waymo, but I mean, how many people like right now? These Teslas can drive you home, right?
Yeah, but that's not full self-driving though, like a Waymo is.
Mark, I was.
You're not going to win that argument. It's like saying I could be in the carpool lane because I'm pregnant. It ain't going to work, buddy.
Mark, I was.
Well, you
working,
can't be pregnant.
I was working when the Avoid the 13 programs first started. Okay, it was a project.
That's when you guys were on the phone to call it in, right?
Remember the Avoid the 13 projects during the holidays? That started with a San Jose officer doing a school project for to get his BA, and when we first started with that Avoid the 13, I would sign up for the overtime to work that during the holidays because I was in my 20s, you know, and I said I need the money, and you could go out and just hook and book deuces, one right after the, but as the years went on, Mark. And with the education and the word getting out about it, man, I remember going out one holiday season and I couldn't find a deuce to save my life.
Yes, you're right.
You know?
Right.
And it was,
which is good. That's the purpose.
Completely changed. Changed.
Yeah, the attitude, the enforcement. The enforcement does keep it harder. Unfortunately, though, we would say that if you're going to make 15 stops, 20 stops a night, if you're not going to find a DUI, you're going to find something else. Generally, you're going to find some reason to go to jail. And again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, good chance you're stopping everybody. Someone's going to run from you. Someone's going to run, and the chase is going to be on.
If you're working for an agency or a supervisor who doesn't care that you just solved the Kennedy assassination, I want you to get a deuce, I don't care. You just figured out who.
Yeah, those people exist. But again, those two officers we're talking about, their DUIs were all solid. They were very good DUI officers. And I work those details. You work the checkpoints or you go out on a ding. Your goal is just to get DUIs. If you came across something else, you can maybe get a patrol unit to take or something like that. Okay, so we talked about some bad DUIs. Let's talk about a good DUI. All right, let's go here.
Miami is facing serious charges after allegedly driving drunk with 2 young children in his car. Tonight, we're seeing new video of the traffic stop that led to his arrest.
I did watch part of this.
Where are you coming from? Miami down here to Mirada and then back.
It was August 13th when Monroe County deputies got a call about a car swerving in and out of traffic in Key Largo.
I'm federal.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
Deputies found the car near mile marker 36 and a half. 42-year-old Scott DeSareth behind the wheel. DeSareth claimed to work for the Department of Homeland Security.
Do you have your ID with you?
No, I don't.
Okay. But if I called them, they'd verify that you're a
100%, bro.
Deputies say DeSareth smelled strongly
Ooh,
of
look at those
alcohol
eyes.
and was clearly disoriented, unable to tell where.
Those are some drunk eyes right there, Scott.
I see that.
Yeah. Those are casino eyes right there.
Where he was or where he was going.
You're about 100 miles off of where you think you are.
Oh, no.
You are.
DeSareth is told to exit the car. He becomes increasingly irritated, asking this of one of the deputies.
You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on.
Are you Haitian?
That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from.
Okay. Look at him. It does matter. It does matter. Hey, this guy's an embarrassment to law enforcement, embarrassment to our country by saying that. I hope he apologized for it because that is bad.
After failing a series of field sobriety tests, DeSareth was arrested, but not without putting up a fight.
Okay, let's go to the other side. Come on, man. Don't pull against me. Let's go.
I'm not moving, bro. Don't do this.
Let's go.
Lane.
Hey, come on, buddy. You're not doing this.
DeSareth was charged with DUI and child endangerment. The 2 children were turned over to their mother. Authorities say ICE has not fired Jasareth, but they expect him to go through
course
alcohol
not.
treatment.
They didn't fire him. I mean,
They didn't fire him, really.
No, I mean,
course
let's
not.
let's face it. He was part of an insurrection, beating cops with American.
So tell us
flag.
about that. I don't know about that part. What's going on here with that?
Yeah, he was a Jan 6 reject, and now he works for the Department of Homeland Security.
That wasn't in the story.
Works for ICE. Yeah,
That wasn't in the story.
Wasn't that in there, Steve? Wasn't that part of it, or did I miss? Or is that the other story?
That was the other story.
That was the other one.
So
Oh.
wrong guy then. You just
All right.
accused the wrong guy of being part of it. You just accused the wrong guy of being a January 6er just because he doesn't like
See.
Haitians. He probably thinks Haitians are eating the cats and the dogs. Where's my cat? You know what? I haven't seen one of my cats all day.
Didn't Mel Gibson get arrested for?
Yeah, he started making the Jew comments and
He
stuff.
made a
You
Jew
know,
comments
it's
to deputies?
down in Malibu. I used to work that beat over there
Yeah.
when I first started with the Highway Patrol. Yeah, no, he's fucking clown. Sorry.
Yeah.
Beep. Yeah. lost all respect for the guy. That and I'm part Jewish too, so
I like the fact
yeah,
that he didn't get fired. They're just gonna put him in some DUI classes.
Never been Mel Gibson. He made the movie the movie about Jesus and stuff, like, because he's super religious,
Yeah.
But after doing all that stuff, the Jews are the Christ killers and stuff, right?
Yeah,
That's how he thinks.
Hey,
some
Tony,
agencies,
I have dementia.
some agencies have
I'm cognitive declined.
I think San Jose had a policy of if you come forward and say I have an alcohol problem or drug problem, you won't get fired. And you can get into a program or something. But if you get caught, using drugs or for an alcohol offense, then you're subject to discipline. But I think that you won't get disciplined if you come forward before you get caught.
Right.
It was something like that when I was working. I don't know what it is now.
All right, we're gonna bust through these other ones here. I got a few more. We got to do Steve's.
My what? Okay. What do
You're
you got?
obligated. January 6th story.
Oh,
so here we go.
There's so many of them.
Tonight, a January 6th rioter pardoned by President Trump is under arrest again. Now
We covered
charged
this a
with
couple
making
weeks ago.
a terroristic
No,
threat
this is a
to
different
kill
one.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. This is Christopher Moynihan on January 6th. Federal
Oh, look at those
prosecutors
eyes.
presented
Fine
these
looking,
images in
gentlemen.
court papers, saying he was among the first to breach the Capitol and desecrate the Senate chamber, rifling through papers while muttering, "There's got to be something in here we can expletive use against
Right
these
here, Frank.
scumbags." Now, the FBI and New York State Police say Moynihan sent these chilling texts. Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in NYC. I cannot allow this terrorist to live, one message
Look at
said.
that guy's
Even if I
face.
am hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him
Now,
for the future.
obviously
Tonight, Jeffries
half
posted his
crazy,
gratitude
right?
to police and writing, unfortunately, our brave men and women in law enforcement are being forced to spend their time keeping our community safe from these violent individuals who should never have been pardoned. Moynihan is due in court later this week, David. There he is again at the Capitol January 6th. President Trump pardoned him and all the rioters from that day on his
God, look at
first
that
day
guy.
in office. And this is the first time one of them has been charged with threatening to carry out another act of political violence. David?
Aaron Katursky with us here tonight. Aaron, thank you. We move on tonight.
I don't even follow it anymore because it's just so there's so much distraction going on. I'm just focusing on
But we
the
have
issues
to,
that I
Mark.
can work on.
You can't normalize this. You cannot.
No, we don't normalize it, but again, I got to focus on voting. I got to focus on living. I got to focus on trying to raise the kids right and do stuff and set the right example and argue with guys. I had a cop today tell me why the courts keep interfering with the president's thing, and I'm like, the Constitution.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the third. It's one of the branches of government. I mean, I don't. I'm like, okay. I didn't even answer. I was just like,
yeah.
Fuck. I mean, really, and someone's watching too much Fox News.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you
so
what,
I
though, the
don't-
look on that guy's face, that's enough to get him arrested, right?
Yeah,
there,
this
man.
is
The
this
guy-
is kind of a weird one too. This is I guess there's some guy named Charlie who got killed a while ago, and everyone's still kind of upset. They see everything, and they see everything about this Charlie guy.
Yeah, they see his picture in the toast and stuff.
Yeah, so
Arizona School District is responding tonight after a photo making its way across social media shows some teachers in what some are calling controversial Halloween costumes. Now, this is the photo right here of Cienega High School teachers and those shirts in question. Those shirts say, "Problem solved," and show blood, as you can see, over the left side. Some parents and community members are fuming, saying this mocks the assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk and endorses violence. Vail Superintendent John Caruth refutes this, saying in part, quote, "The shirts were worn in reference to solving math problems. Any reference that these shirts were related to something other than that are simply false and untrue. The staff wearing them care deeply about children. Most of them live in our community and have served families in Vail for many years. These shirts were worn both this and last year as part of math-themed Halloween costumes and were not intended as a reference to any person, event, or political issue."
There you are, there.
Yeah, so I was watching the story. I didn't understand the joke. I didn't understand it, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? But he says that it was last year also.
Yes.
And if that's true, then it blows that argument out of the window.
If that's true, it is true, Mark. There are.
Well, I don't know. Steve. I just see this. All I see is this. That's the only thing I've done. And what I'm saying is, yeah, it blows it out the window if that's true. So.
And these people are making bald-faced lies for political points and risking the lives of these innocent teachers. These teachers are receiving death threats. They're people demanding to be fired, and there's political people running for office saying that they should be fired, and they know that it's not true.
Well, yeah, and I guess my point is,
rage bait. That's exactly
it is like Tony said. Yeah, I know people that are so look. The murder was horrible. I saw it. I saw it when it happened. It was. I saw it minutes later. It was absolutely horrendous. But I could think of 1,000 school shootings that are way worse, and 1,000, a few hundred. And my point is that this is so on. I have friends. I guess they're still friends. People I was in the military with. That all I think about is that Charlie guy. I mean, this is in their head. And there's a school shooting every friggin' day, and people kill every day, and they don't say anything about that. They just talk about that.
Right.
And so, yeah, they're seeing that and automatically assume that it's us communist lefties, that are just causing issues or whatever, right? So, and the Jews, right?
They watch the socialists,
right?
Stop the socialists.
Okay, we're gonna do one more, guys, because Frank's got to go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me find one to do. Okay. Well, we're gonna do one more here. Steve picked this one about the postal worker.
No, I'm gonna get death threats.
Let's see if I can do this one. Here we go.
Oh, I watched this one, Steve. Before you sent it, I had seen
The Dakota County Jail, November 17th, 2024. Kingsley Bimpong flops around on a cell phone.
It's horrific video to watch.
He's lying in his own urine. Guards walk by and look in as part of their legally mandated well-being checks, but for hours, do nothing. Nothing until it was too late.
He was suffering immensely.
Katie Bennett is a lawyer representing Kingsley's family. She's suing Dakota County, but says the real story starts hours before Kingsley was booked into the jail, unable to even stand on his own, accused of a crime he did not commit.
Which makes it particularly hard to watch him suffering from something that no fault of his own.
The story starts here, at the United States Post Office's Eagan Distribution Center. Kingsley works the night shift. He began complaining of a headache and then just vanished from his job. Records show an Eagan police officer spotted him driving his maroon car the wrong way on Pilot Knob Road, in oncoming traffic, bumping into the center median. He was pulled over.
Maroon Ford Edge registered to a Kingsley Bimpong.
According to the police report, Kingsley was extremely confused, did not know where he lived, and did not know where he worked, even though he was wearing a USPS vest.
Hey, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I don't know.
Kingsley just kept repeating, "I don't know," and was unable to do standard field sobriety tests.
And things just go downhill from there.
There was no sign or smell of alcohol.
Diabetic, Scott?
So Officer
diabetic?
Martin Jensen, Egan's specialized
Worst.
drug recognition evaluator.
I mean, my experience with that is usually some sort of diabetes.
No, I believe he had a tumor, Mark, or something to that effect.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a stroke.
DRE was
Stroke.
called to the scene.
He had a stroke.
DRE officers go through advanced training by the Minnesota State Patrol to help identify drivers impaired by drugs and distinguish them from those suffering medical emergencies. They're trained on a 12-step process. But according to Bennett, that protocol was ignored.
Basically, none of those are done.
The lawsuit alleges Officer Jensen can be heard on body cam saying doing a DRE evaluation would just be a whole bunch of time wasted. And when asked if Kingsley should be taken to the hospital, the DRE officer responded, "For what?" Kingsley was arrested, charged with DWI, and taken by Officer Jensen to Dakota County Jail, where he was so disoriented he was unable to even complete booking. Instead of getting a medical screening, jail video shows he was placed in a cell. Minutes later,
So are they saying that he had to be on some sort of drugs and there's no sign of alcohol?
Yeah, well, they didn't smell any alcohol on him. They didn't, so I guess they're assuming that maybe he's on some sort of drug. So they went ahead and they arrested him for driving under the influence. And apparently, I've never heard of these officers that this training, but
No, we have Highway Patrol. Highway Patrol has DREs. We have them for years.
Yeah, but I know that you're supposed to call these guys out, and they evaluate.
But even a standard officer has enough training now to be able to at least see the other signs of impairment for drugs or amphetamines or whatever it might be, cannabis. But the other thing we're really trained in is when we come across someone who's in insulin shock or something like that. And that's my go-to is that. Like, that's my experience has been they're not drunk. You think they're drunk, but then you start, there's no odor, there's nothing there.
Well, they exhibit all the same. Yeah.
They do to some degree, but then you start talking, and then you hit a little, we have those little sugar tube things.
Right.
What do you call it? It hits their tongue and they wake up, right? In this case, that probably won't work for him. Obviously, there's something else going on. But going to the hospitals is normal. It's normal to go there and get him evaluated. That's just that's how
I
we
don't
would
know
do
why
things.
they didn't take this guy and get him evaluated, because when we would book, if somebody couldn't walk on their own, we weren't allowed to just take them and dump
Yeah,
them
I'm
into
surprised the
jail.
jail even took them, but they say they didn't give him a medical exam, so a nurse did not evaluate him.
Repeatedly.
They just decided to put him in the holding cell.
Yeah.
And
Here, put it back up on the big
inmate
screen.
and cell, okay.
It's not on the
It
screen.
says they checked on him and he was okay.
He was clearly not okay.
What was he?
Dying.
More than 3 hours went by until a
Sad.
female guard noted he was foaming at the mouth, having seizure-like activity, and the jail nurse was finally called.
Come on, son. Belly up. Wake up. Wake up.
Acting on the information that he was on drugs, she administers Narcan, with no results.
Come on.
Can you look at me?
Wake up.
As paramedics arrive, you can hear a guard and nurse discuss how Kingsley was ignored, the so-called well-being checks, just for show.
He said he's been like that all night. Not to worry about it.
No, that's not okay.
Well, his person is not checking when he's doing rounds. He's just walking by and scanning.
Finally, taken to the hospital, where it was determined he'd been suffering for hours when every minute counted from an untreated stroke. Our investigation finds DRE officers are specifically trained that subjects suffering from a stroke will often have a dazed appearance and be confused, and warned a stroke may mimic drug and alcohol impairment. At the hospital, Kingsley was declared brain dead. The state crime lab later confirmed there were, in his system, no drugs. For KARE 11 Investigates, I'm AJ Legault.
Yeah, that's the DRE program. I want to say it's a week, if not 2 weeks. I can't remember. I never did it, but it's pretty intense program for the state, for the officers, and most offices have at least several DREs, if not one per shift. That just for that reason, that you can come out. They're not going to take your arrest, but they're going to come out and do a more thorough evaluation of the subject, especially if there's a more serious controlled substance involved.
The thing is when in doubt, why wouldn't you take him to the jail? How did he get past? How did he get past that when they go to check?
Why
him
would you
in?
take him to the hospital, Scott?
That's what I meant. Why would?
Yeah, and then also, right? You got at our jail in Santa Clara and all the other jails I've booked into, L.A. and Oakland and San Mateo. You go through a medical person. That's like the first person you go through.
Yeah, they take their blood pressure
after the search.
And a beat officer already knows. I wouldn't even bother going to the jail because you already know they're not going to take them.
But that's us here in California. You know, we just waste our money on stuff like nurses and shit, right?
Yeah, I already know them. They're not going to take them. I go straight to Valley Medical Center and
go straight to the jail with them.
Yeah, because that's the last thing you want to do. You want to go to jail because you know that they're going to he's got to go to VMC, which Valley Medical Center.
Yeah.
And then you learn that really early in your career. It's like, you know what, let's just go. The problem is you can go to VMC, you can sit there 10 hours, you can sit there your whole shift.
That's just, you know what?
Well, that's why it's better to just
you're getting paid, man.
Yeah.
It's better to just.
So Steve would actually volunteer because he was dating a nurse there.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
And so he was like, I'll go. I'll take the body to VMC.
I mean, you're just gonna have to grin and bear it, you know. But Mark, I had a very good friend of mine, a San Jose police officer who had an undiagnosed brain tumor, and he was working patrol with us, and he lived in Modesto, over in the valley somewhere, Manteca or Modesto, Turlock, somewhere out that way. And he was driving home.
You say Manteca?
After 1 o'clock in the morning, and other motorists are calling the Highway Patrol 911 saying, "Hey, there's a guy weaving. He must be drunk," and happened to be my friend Dave. And they follow him, and he's not pulling over. And eventually he pulls over, and they thought they had a deuce, and they drag him out of the car. And fortunately, they recognized that he was suffering a medical emergency.
Hey, I do want to do one, real quick before we leave. I want to do a fugitive case. Let's do a fugitive. Let's do a real fugitive here, right?
Okay.
A Jacksonville police officer and their K-9 is still on the run, and police are continuing to ask for your help to track him down. CBS 19's Nayeli Carrillo has more on how that shooting caused school closures and questions throughout the community.
Don't nobody have no answers to these questions.
At Jacksonville's Churchill Street.
So real quick, and we missed the first part of that. So this guy's accused of killing an officer and his dog?
Well, the officer they both survived.
Okay.
From the last word I heard last night is that they're both alive. And I could not find any information on other than the officer encountered this man, and the man was armed with a rifle and shot both the officer and the K-9.
So this would be the top story on Fugitive Watch. There's a website about fugitives.
Children watched as officers gathered evidence from Sunday night's shooting. Students stayed home and classrooms remained empty, something that the district's police department says was done out of caution.
That they believed he was armed with a rifle. Rifles are much more accurate and much more deadly than a handgun is. We have 4,600 plus students and about 850 staff members, and it's just, quite frankly, not a risk I'm willing to take.
The suspect, identified as 64-year-old Bobby Michael Dennis, is now on the Texas DPS 10 most wanted fugitives list.
We planned for this. This is something that since Columbine in 1999 and certainly since Uvalde in 2024 or 22 rather, we've planned and we drill and we work.
That's where the cops did not go in and save the children. Uvalde.
Very closely with the local authorities.
Along with a $10,000 reward announced by Governor Greg Abbott, he said on social media, quote, "Attacks on our men and women in uniform must stop. Our law enforcement officers who selflessly risk their lives every day to serve and protect must know they will always have the full support of the state of Texas. End quote.
Unless they're beating cops with American flags at the
Yeah,
Capitol,
that-
right?
that's-
Okay,
yeah,
I just want to get that
that.
part out of the way. Okay,
Unless they're Washington,
Meanwhile,
D.C.
Dennis's neighbors like Beverly Lane returned to their homes, shocked to find damage they believe happened during the manhunt.
We just put new windows in this house last week. New
Wow.
windows. Now look. This is worse than it was when we started. But somebody gonna have to give us some answers.
Others in the community, including students, say they're simply hoping for things to return to normal.
I hope he turned himself in. But my mom, she couldn't go to work today because we out of school.
The district expects classes to resume on Tuesday, as long as there's no credible threat to students or staff. The injured officer remains in stable condition, and the canine is recovering at a Tyler Area Veterinary Hospital. In Jacksonville, Nayeli Carrillo, CBS 19.
How do you say that name, Steve?
Mark, also what Texas law enforcement wants the public to know is that they will prosecute that anybody who's giving aid or comfort or any kind of assistance to this fugitive to help evade law enforcement.
Remember San Jose PD's message to the friends of Deshaun? What's his name? Deshaun Campbell?
Campbell.
Remember that message? I was part of that. I was in Radif with one of those guys, and everyone was hunting that dude. And I remember the message was, if you are hiding this guy out, what was the name of the officer that was killed? My ex. Yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah. It was October 28th, just last week.
Oh wow, yeah. I remember the message was, if you're hiding him out, and I remember one of my sergeants was a San Jose guy, and he said that they were contacting family and friends of this guy, and all they were concerned about was, well, how did you get my name? And it had nothing to do with trying to help, It was
exactly.
So Tony's asking what happened to the windows. Is that because were they searching for?
I couldn't get any information about the actual event. I researched as much as I could. I went to all the Texas news.
You gave me just the blue alert, and I actually found the story because I thought, well, it was just slides that you'd shown, and I looked at everyone. It was just doing slides.
Yeah,
and that's a very small little station that did that story there.
Yeah, there's no information on what transpired.
Okay, we're past Frank's bedtime.
Okay,
it's 8:33. Frank goes to bed at 8:30.
Okay,
right, Frank? Is he still there?
Mark, let's remind all of our viewers that any of the fugitives or suspects featured on any of our platforms are to be considered
DUI.
Innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Did not make any attempt to arrest, apprehend, or detain any of them. Law enforcement may consider some of these fugitives to be extremely dangerous.
They're all DUI.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Everybody's a DUI.
Everyone's a DUI, yeah. All right, don't forget these guys are on shit. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
I know.
Hey.
Beep. Too late. Fugitive Watch on Instagram. Okay, Fugitive Watch on Instagram, and then you could find Stolen 911 on YouTube. Got the website too, but YouTube is where everything's going these days. Cool. Thanks for watching, Tony, Frank. Appreciate it. I'm suing Steve for not having that pre-record to a catchier song. So he wants you to songify everyone's innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. I can rap it.
Rap it. So,
Yeah,
I know, Tony. We found a bar on the east side, but which one was it, Steve? It was different than the one that Tony mentioned. It was the next street. It was across the street. It had no windows.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot the name of the bar. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like Evergreen Pub or something like that.
All right, guys, we're going to take off. Guys, Tony, thanks a lot. Frank, go to bed. And we'll see you guys next week.
Okay. Bye-bye.
7 o'clock on Tuesdays. Bye.
Bye-bye.